English shorthand high speed 150 words per minute. Tamil Nadu speed papers. Passage number 33. Please get ready. Start. Mr. Chairman, Sir, this is a very simple bill, but since it is an amendment of the Finance Act, a wide range has been covered in the debate on this bill. As far as the working of the Income Tax Act is concerned, and as far as improving the administrative structure of the Income Tax Department is concerned, I am sure the honorable members are aware that we had a committee known as the Vanchu Committee, which went into the whole system of income tax and functioning of the Income Tax Department. On that basis, a draft bill was submitted to this House and it had been referred to a select committee. The select committee has submitted its report and that bill is going to be taken up for consideration in this House in a few days. As a matter of fact, it is really on the order paper. Therefore, I would rather reserve my comments with regard to the functioning of the Income Tax Department and the various other matters that were raised to be discussed and to be dealt with when we consider that bill. Therefore, it is not as if I do not attach any importance to the very many points raised. I attach very great importance to them. But since we are going to have that bill within a very few days, I think that would be the appropriate stage to go in detail with regard to these various matters. Naturally, various other matters relating to the economy of the country were touched upon, and particularly some members got excited about the fixation of levy sugar. I am afraid I do not have all the facts and figures which have already been made to the Food Ministry. They are bound to be looked into if there are any points which require ratification, and if it is found that it is necessary to do that, I do not think there would be any hesitation on the part of the government to have those defects rectified. But I am afraid I do not have the facts before me to give any categorical reply with regard to that. Before I go into the details of the bill and the suggestions made by various honorable members with regard to the raising of the exemption limit, I would like to mention one point. A point was made with regard to the stay orders which are generally obtained with reference to some of the investigations we have taken up. I do agree the orders of the court do come in the way of the investigation, but we have to make necessary amendments in the various statutes for the purpose of avoiding it. This is under the consideration of government, and perhaps we may make suitable amendments, and if it is necessary, even in the Constitution. I am sure, particularly in the investigation of economic offences, stay should be avoided. That is my considered view. That is why I have been emphasizing this aspect, that if it is a question of personal liberty, naturally the judiciary should come forward and give the necessary protection. But with regard to economic offences, and particularly when investigations are going on, people rush to the court and get stay and stop the entire investigation. Therefore, in these cases, we have to take care to see that the judicial processes do not come in the way of even investigations going into matters with regard to submission of returns. These matters naturally should go through that process, and in the statute itself we have provided for appeals, and then appeal to the High Court, and then appeal to the Supreme Court also. Therefore, to get the investigations stopped in between certainly hampers the administration or functioning of the administration. This will have to be looked into. I want to assure the House that this matter is being looked into, and we shall try to see that the judicial process is not abused and taken advantage of by vested interests to get the investigation stayed. With regard to the bill itself, the honorable members coming from the rural areas plead, if urbanized people getting salaried income get tax exemption. Then what about the poor farmers from whom we collect all sorts of taxes? Therefore, unfortunately, we should not become advocates of our own clients. We should have a broader look into the national situation and particularly the large masses of people who are living in the rural areas, who are agriculturists. What are their conditions, and under those conditions, what are they called upon to pay? I am not pleading in respect of large farmers who, in my view, have to pay high levels of taxes. I am talking about poor farmers, marginal farmers, small farmers who have 5 to 10 acres of land. You have to take into account their income and the tax they are called upon to pay. If you take that into account, we are more than generous to this class of people whom we represent and to whom we want to give relief. It has been said that if we give more relief, people would come forward to support us, and particularly for implementation of these programs. I do not agree with it. I do not think people are mercenary that their support should be brought for implementation of various radical programs. I thought there was much more commitment than mercenary commitment. I am afraid it will be casting reflection on those who are supporting the Prime Minister's radical program. Secondly, they are coming forward to get monetary return. As such, they have faith in the program of providing relief to the poor masses who are today living under substandard conditions. As a matter of fact, our real concern has got to be to see how to improve the situation with regard to the last 3 or 4 tiers in the population.